Here's Tad Kozeniewski.
And that'll bring to plate Michael York, the left fielder for the Props of today's game, with Bianculli at first base. Pitcher on the mound is Vincent LaJoie. Here's his first pitch, line deep in the left field, going way back is the left fielder Crowley, and he camps under it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Ball hit well to left field, but Crowley was under it, made the play on the warning track. One down.
So a fly to left field, caught by Michael Crowley.
And that'll bring up Al Chicatello, the designated hitter today for Glassboro State.
He was DH in the first game, was a quiet man.
All right. LaJoie on the mound, gets a sign. Here's the stretch. Runner going, the pitch, taken for a strike. Throw down the second base, runner in there safely.
Fred Bianculli steals another base.
Now we have a runner at second base with one down, and Al Chicatello trying to bring him home.
Vince LaJoie was DH in game number 1. Now he's pitching.
Just getting underway here, game 2. Ramapo and Glassboro State. Glassboro won the first game.
Props now 5-1 in the conference, 17-4 overall. Impressive credentials.
All right, Bianculli's on second. He takes his lead. He stole second after he singled. Here's LaJoie stretching the pitch. Fastball just outside for a ball. 2-0 the count to Al Chicatello.
Scott Dembeck is on first. On second is Steve Ney. At shortstop is Raymond Cordero. Gil Benitez is third.
All right, LaJoie gets a sign. Here's a stretch in the 2-0 pitch. Fastball called for a strike. It's 2-1 to Al Chicatello.
In the outfield, Gary Bradley is around in right, Vinny Giles is in center, and Michael Crowley is in left. Mike Garlotti is your catcher, Vinny LaJoie is the pitcher.
LaJoie looks in, takes a stretch, here's the pitch. Fastball, rope down left field line, it's going to fall for a hit. Bianculli rounds third, he's coming to the plate. Crowley throws, it's cut off, and the Props lead it 1-0. So give Al Chicatello a single and an RBI, and the Props are quickly ahead, 1-0.
So it's 1-0 that quick. The first game, it was 4 innings before we had a run, and now a single by Bianculli, a stolen base, and a single for an RBI for Al Chicatello. Vinny LaJoie getting his medicine.
And that'll bring to plate Darren Comegys. He's going to be playing first base tonight for the Props.
And what a home run Darren Comegys put out over the 350 mark in distant right field up at Kane.
All right. He steps in. Here's the stretch of the pitch. Fastball low, but called for a strike. Strike 1.
He's facing the ace, the tough right-hander, Vinny LaJoie.
As Comegys steps out, takes a few cuts, didn't like that first call. A little low, but they called it for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Darren Comegys, the first baseman for the Props here in game 2 against Ramapo, the Roadrunners.
Vinny LaJoie, the senior from Brewster, New York, on the hill.
The pitch, curveball low and inside for a ball. 1-1 the count. On first base once again is Al Chicatello. He singled in the first run of the ball game, takes his lead. Here's the stretch LaJoie in the 1-1 pitch, fastball down the middle for a called strike. 1-2. It's Darren Comegys.
With 1 man out and Al Chicatello standing on first. It's 1-0 Props as they play the visitors' role in game number 2.
All right, LaJoie gets a sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just outside with the curveball. 2-2.
Ramapo will be the home team. The game only scheduled for 7 innings.
Okay, 2-2. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Fastball just missing outside for a ball. We go to a full count to Darren Comegys. All right, LaJoie looks in again. Here's a stretch in the full count pitch. Fastball low and inside, ball 4. Comegys looking, he didn't know what happened there. He'll take the free pass, though. And Chicatello moves down the second on the walk. Now bring the plate, center fielder Keith Lee.
Come on now.
Runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the first, the top of the first inning from Prop Field. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to this. Props, of course, the visiting club here in this second game of the doubleheader. Joey takes his time out there on the mound, gets his sign from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball looped down the left field line, could fall. Crowley chasing, dives, drops the ball. It's fair. Round third, coming in to score is Al Chicatello. And remaining at second base is Darren Comagee. So Chicatello comes home. I guess we'll have to score that one a base hit. It was a tough play for Michael Crowley, the left fielder. He came in, just couldn't quite get to it. So we'll give it a base hit to Keith Lee.
And not only was it a diving play, he also had to run a long way in from left field, and he got it, sort of, and he dropped it, and so a base hit credited to Keith Lee, our center fielder. The Profs are ahead 2-0 in the first inning, and Jack Kelly will be on the mound, so look out for some heat when he's pitching. He's tough.
Brian Giampetti steps in now for the Profs. Here's the first pitch to him low in the dirt. Nice block by Mike Garlotti, the catcher for the Ramapo Roadrunners. 1 ball, no strikes to Jamie Fazio.
Jamie batting number 6 in the order. Brian Giampetti would be on deck in that case.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, correct. All right, here's the stretch by LaJoey in the pitch. Fastball low and outside for a ball. 2-0.
Fazio in right field for this ball club. And it's the lefty lineup up against the right-handed pitching Vinny LaJoy.
All right, it's 2 balls and no strikes to count.
They used
Fazio.
lefty Steve Anderson in game 1, and we saw the right-handed lineup that game.
As Fazio takes a swing and a miss at a fastball, 2-1 the count.
The Profs met with success. It was a 4-1 victory, snapping their losing streak. Now 17-4 overall.
2-1's the count as LaJoey looks in for the sign. Here's the stretch. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball low and outside. Missing, gets away from the catcher, but no advance. 3-1. Profs won the first game. They're leading the second game here early in the top of the first, 2-0. 3-1 to Fazio.
Say, James, come on out.
And here's his 3-1 pitch. Fastball low and inside, missing, ball 4, and Fazio draws a walk, loading the bases.
And Brian Giampetti, over a 400 hitter, comes up with the bases crammed. And 1 out.
Giampetti steps in here. Big opportunity to put the Profs way ahead, and the coach for Ramapo coming out, Hal Sharp, the head coach, comes out to talk to his pitcher.
So, to consider how he can throw based on, even though he's coming off arm trouble.
First pitch is in there for a called strike. 1 strike to Giampetti, the third baseman today for the Profs in this game, too.
Had a good game of it yesterday, boosting that average of his above the 400 mark.
LaJoey from the windup with 1 out here. Bases loaded. The pitch, curveball, slow curve outside, just missing for a ball. 1-1.
Say, Brian,
Bases loaded with Profs, nowhere to put them. 1-1 the count to Brian Giampetti. Vince LaJoey on the mound. Looks over at third. From the windup, and here's his 1-1 delivery. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 2.
He's smoking the ball in pretty good, too, so.
Yeah, he can really fire that ball, too. So we're looking at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brian Giampetti for the Profs.
Fastball pitcher against fastball hitter from Hamilton. He's tough, Giampetti.
Gonna hang in there. Okay, here's LaJoey's coming from the windup. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen.
He and Rich Bombera, our other third baseman, are both Hamilton natives. So is Al Chicatello.
So there's a few Hamilton natives for you there.
1 out, bases full of Glassboro Profs. Top of the first, just getting started in this game. Going for 7.
Okay, we have the bases loaded. LaJoey in a jam. 1-2 the count to Brian Giampetti. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fastball popped into right center field. Vincent Gills comes under it, and he will make the catch. Oh, and it drops between the center fielder and the left fielder. 1 run will score. Here comes another man. He scores. 2 runs come in for the Profs on the error. We'll have to charge that to an error by the center fielder, Vincent Gills. A routine fly ball. And we had a little miscommunication between Michael Crowley, the left fielder, and the center field, and the ball dropped in. 2 Profs come around to score. That's Darren Comagee scoring and Keith Lee scoring.
So it's 4-0 favor of Glassboro Profs. Waiting on third base would be...
Let me see. Oh, we have a man on second base. Let me straighten it out. That would be Fazio's at second.
Giampetti on first. Okay, first and second.
And coming up to the plate is Jim McAllister out of Washington Township High School, a locally boy here.
That was such a routine play. Tad was even making a routine call right up until the instant when that ball slipped from the man's glove.
It was floating in there. I thought he had it all the way.
Confusion time on the field.
McAllister takes his first pitch for a ball. Here's the next pitch live by LaJoey. Grounded right back at him, makes a diving stop. Only one play to first place, makes the play. Runners move on to second and third. But Joey kind of slipped and had to dive to save that little trickle ball there, and he gets the one out at first base.
So a comebacker, but the runners advance to second and third. Two men are out. 4 runs already across the plate. And if Balistreri could bring in a single, it would be the first legitimate big inning the Profs have had in some time.
Balistreri is the 9th hitter here for the Profs this inning.
You know, this is a big inning ball club, and they, 5 runs, 7 runs in an inning. You see that from this team.
Second and third, here's the pitch. Grounded to second baseman Steve Nye. He bobbles, but he'll still make the play for the third out. But the Profs do have a big inning, scoring 4 runs. Let me see, I believe there's 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left. We get on the bottom of the first inning with our Glassboro State Profs leading Ramapo 4-0.
We are back live at Prof Field in Glassboro, New Jersey. 1/2 inning of baseball has gone by, and the Profs are ahead 4-0. But I wouldn't start counting your victories before they're hatched. The Profs were ahead 4-0 against Temple, and they fell 7-5. Now, here is Tad Kozeniewski.
All right, we're just about ready here as Jack Kelly takes his last few warm-ups. As we said, the Profs are leading by a score of 4-0 early here in the first inning.
For Ramapo, the lineup will look like this. Gilberto Benitez at third base, Steve Ney at second, and Vincent Giles in center field, the first 3 hitters.
Okay, Gilberto is just about ready. He steps in the box.
And Giles, the .521 hitter in this ball club, really didn't look good in the first game, 0 for 4. So his average has to be down.
All right, we're all ready for Jack Kelly, the fireballer for Glassboro State. Looking for a good outing here today. And Benitez steps in. He's ready to play. And we're ready for play as Kelly winds up. Here's his first pitch. Fastball down the middle for a called strike.
And that's smoke. It's a cold day, but that man throws smoke.
Wouldn't want to be batting here, that's for sure. Next pitch, check swing back to Kelly. Kelly lets it go. Third baseman Fields throws over, just makes it in time. Kelly could have made the play, but he elected to let Brian Giampetti, the third baseman for the Profs, field it, and he made the play. So we have 1 out.
So Gil Benitez continues having a poor day. He was 0 for 4 in the first game. Now Steve Ney, the second baseman, up at the plate.
Steve batting left-handed. Steps in, waiting to face Jack Kelly. Kelly from the windup again. Here's the pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen.
Another clunker off the screen. The toughest part of this game is when that wind kicks up. You got problems then. But now it's temporarily died down.
Just a little bit cool and nippy out here today. Not as cool as it was yesterday, I'm sure. But still cold enough. I feel like we should be watching Prof football right now.
It's weird. It was so beautiful at Ernie Field on Tuesday. You couldn't ask for a better day. And now, just a few days later, frigid weather and tough announcing game.
Benitez takes outside, Ney takes outside. It's 1-1 to him.
You got the clicker with you, I see.
That's right.
That's good.
Foul back. 1-2. Got to know how many balls and strikes are going on because the umpires don't like to help you out too much.
True. There's a little device I could use, but I've never brought it with me.
All right, 1-2. Here's Kelly's windup in the pitch. Fastball foul down the right field line. Getting my right field and left field lines mixed up.
It's only the first inning.
Keith Lee on a fine play as the bat gets thrown into the dugout there, as you heard. And that'll bring to the plate Vince Giles, the center fielder for Ramapo.
Somebody sure enough wasn't pleased that went for a...
I thought that was going to fall in for a hit myself, but it didn't make it. Vince Giles to the plate now. So far, Jack Kelly in pretty much command of these Roadrunners here early in the first inning. In case you just joined us in the top half of the first, the Profs scored 4. They lead it 4-0. Kelly's ready. Here's his first pitch. Fastball high and inside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Vince Giles. Next pitch. Fastball high and inside. 2-0.
And as we said, Giles came in here hitting .521, all manner of hype, and hasn't delivered today.
Curveball by Kelly in there for a strike. It's 2-1.
But even Willie Mays had his slow turns at bat. So
next pitch, fastball just missing outside. 3-1. Tough call.
And you may think I'm kidding around, but I'll tell you, Vince Giles is a pro prospect.
All right, Giles is ready. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball popped into right fielder. Right fielder Jamie Fazio under it. I won't call it too early, but he squeezed it for the third out. So there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and no man left. And at the end of one, it's Glassboro 4 and Ramapo nothing.
Back live at Prof Field, Glassboro, New Jersey. The Profs are the visiting team in game number 2. If you find that a bit unusual, that's just how they do it in college baseball. And the NJAC is one of the conferences where they do that. Also, the first game went 9, second game will go 7. It's 4-0 Profs. Those are the numbers that really matter now. It's the top of the second, and we're starting again with Fred Bianculli as we bat it around. And now here is Tad Kozeniewski.
Okay, Bianculli singled to lead off the ball game his first time up. He did score a run. Here's the first pitch to him. Curveball high and inside for a ball.
Hey, Freddie, come on out.
1-0 to the shortstop, the second baseman, Fred Bianculli.
I want to say a big howdy to our engineer, Norm Donahue, back in the studios.
Hello, Norm. Fastball outside for a ball, 2-0.
Oh, hey, let's forgive and forget. Once he got us on the air, he's done a fantastic job. I mean, I may have a temper, but I am also a forgiving man.
He's a nice guy.
It's a question of whether people can forgive my temper.
Ball low outside. It's 3-0 the count to Fred Bianculli leading off the second inning here for the Profs.
Freddie B. from Turnersville, New Jersey.
That's the town that Norm's from.
So is Tad Kozeniewski, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Played high school baseball for Washington Township, did Fred.
Yes, he did.
Then he went out to Arizona, and now he's back.
And Bianculli draws a walk.
And he's a welcome addition to the team with his good eye, getting him on base. We walked 3 times yesterday against the Kane College Cougars.
All right, and here comes Big Michael York, powerhouse for the Profs.
Second walk of the game for third walk of the game. My mistake.
Yeah.
3 walks for Vinny LaJoy. But he did get the last 2 guys out anyway, the last inning. So let's see what he can manage this.
Bianculli goes and he holds and goes back on the pitch.
Up bluff.
He looked as if he wanted to go there, but he held up. Ball, that's on the pitch out there by LaJoy. 1-0 the count to Michael York, the left fielder for the Profs. He flied out to left his first time up. Here's a stretch by LaJoy. Bianculli back. Throw back to first. He's in time.
Ramapo comes in here with a record of 6 up and 8 down. New Jersey Athletic Conference Ball Club definitely not having the year that the Roadrunners used to have in the glory days.
Here's the next pitch. Fastball high and inside for a ball. 2-0. And I think we just might see Fred going from first base here on a possible hit-and-run situation. Well, let's see what Coach Briglia wants to do here.
Very possible. He's a running coach.
All right, LaJoy gets his sign. Bianculli holds. Fastball high and outside. 3-0.
I'd take one.
Yeah, he's going to have to take one here. Having his trouble with this batter.
Maybe walk number 4 if Michael York can take it. Let's see.
All right, York steps in. Here's the stretch by LaJoy. Runner holds. Pitch. Fastball high and inside for a ball. And York takes a walk.
4 bases on balls for the man from Brewster, New York. The ace of the Ramapo staff. Glassboro tends to draw the aces, but we've given some aces very difficult times.
Okay, now bring the plate Al Ciccatello, the DH for the Profs today. He singled in a run his first time up.
After a quiet first game, he ripped one the first time up today for a single and RBI, make it 1-0, and it's now 4-0.
All right, Bianculli's at second, York's at first. They both walk.
I'd look for him to bunt one.
Yeah, well, they're ahead 4. I don't know. It's hard to say right here. Let's see what he does, though. As LaJoy looks in for a sign. He stretches. And the pitch, no bunt. Oh, there's a bunt, a late bunt, a good one down to third base. Benitez fields, no throw. Good call, Don Wardlow, as the bases are loaded. It wasn't a sacrifice bunt. It was definitely a bunt for a hit. Well done. Just stayed in fair down the left, the third baseline, and the bases are loaded.
Well, he's the best bunter we got, so it was a logical thing, but I thought it would be indeed a sacrifice, but he wanted to run those bases.
He's definitely bunting for a hit there.
And now Darren Colmagees.
He walked and scored a run his first time up. Bases loaded for him. Oh, no. A rope here could bring in a bundle.
Indeed.
Let Joey get to sign. He's from the windup with the bases loaded, nobody out. I'm sure we won't see a bunt here. Here's the first pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, strike one.
I wouldn't want to cross Colmagees. He's 6'4", 210 pounds.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy you say yes, sir, to.
He's a big hombre.
All right, Joey looks in, gets his sign. Looks over at third base. Here's his windup and the pitch. Curveball swung on and missed, strike two. So far, he's got Colmagees' number here. Colmagees a little frustrated as he digs into third at home plate.
That's another side of Colmagees. He would strike out now and then.
All right, the Props need a hit here. It could open this game up even more. They're ahead 4-0. Here's the 0-2 pitch coming from Vince LaJoie. Fastball checked up, back to the mound. LaJoie dives. It can't get it. Third baseman comes on, makes the play, but a run scores. Very confusing play. Vincent LaJoie had a shot on it, dove at it and missed it. Gil Benitez, the third baseman, came in, fielded, and made the play. And a run does score in the person of Fred Bianculli, his second run scored of the game.
So, I do believe that will put second and third.
Yes, it does. Second and third.
In the persons of Chikatilo on second, York on third. One man is out. Keith Lee is up at the plate.
All right, Keith Lee with one down steps up. Lee, let me see, he singled and scored a run his first time up. Joey once again from the windup. The pitch, fastball outside for a ball. Nice stop by catcher Mike Garlotti, to make the play there.
We're only in the second inning. Already the Props are on their second at-bats around the order. And I made the mistake of writing 3 on my scorecard, saying we're in the third inning. Not yet. I'm trying to rush us home again.
Here's the windup and the pitch. Fastball low inside for a ball.
Especially with what is now a 5-0 lead. Second and third, Keith Lee at home plate.
2 balls to count to Keith Lee. But Joey gets a sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fastball chop right back to the mound and over the mound. Fielded by the second baseman, Steve Ney. Throws over just in time. A very close call. It appeared here that Lee beat it out, but the umpire at second base called it out. But we do have a run in the form of Michael York. Props pick up another one here. Tough call.
So on 2 groundouts, 2 runs have crossed.
And moving over to third base is Al Chikatilo.
So he's on third, and up at the plate, the number 6 hitter, Jimmy Fazio.
Fazio walked his first time up. So we have 2 outs here. Top of the second inning from Props Field. Props pretty much in control. Here's the first pitch to Fazio. Fastball high and inside for a ball.
6-0 Props. 4 in the first, 2 in the second. They are plating those runners who are in scoring position this game, and this is where they've been weak in games against Temple and Kane. They left so many men in scoring position.
Next pitch, curveball, just missing outside for a ball, 2-0.
Because you can talk to me all you want about a bad call in the 9th inning, but why didn't someone mention 10 men left on base in the earlier innings before the 9th inning even showed up? And 6 of those men were left in scoring position.
With Joey's next pitch, fastball inside for ball, 3-0, the count. To Jamie Fazio, there's runners left on base. We'll come back to haunt you, too.
And it's the intensity that's missing. That's what builds the team, the intensity, the concentration, the enthusiasm. It hasn't been there. Maybe it's coming back.
Yeah, hopefully. Props trying to get something going. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Fastball taken for a strike, 3-1. I remember the game I did with Temple. The Props were all on their feet, cheering and into it. Right now, they're just kind of laid back, expecting to take this game. And by far, it is not over yet with this Ramapo club. Fouled back to the screen, full count to Jamie Fazio.
I tell you something, this is a good time to make a comeback if they can, to get out of their lull, because next Friday we're playing Trenton at Trenton. That's going to be jungle warfare, I'll tell you that. It's going to be all out. Nobody's going to hold back that day.
The 3-2 pitch. Fastball just missing outside, ball 4.
5 walks for Vinny LaJoie. first and third, and it's Brian G.M. Petty up at the plate.
And you know Temple's going to want to get back at that game because of that.
The Trenton Lions, that is.
The Trenton, excuse me, want to get back for that controversial ending where they thought they were still in the game, and apparently, I don't know, you can look at it whatever way you want.
And believe me, at Ackerman Park, you're not going to get the breaks. You got them here, but the umps, if there's going to be a break given, it'll be to the Trenton team.
All right, we have Chicatello at third, Fazio at first, GM Petty just about ready to step in as he adjusts his uniform there.
One thing about Trenton, though, they do treat you like kings, so if you announce up there, you feel great.
All right.
And myself and Joe Rafferty scheduled for that game, 3:15 airtime. I wouldn't miss it if I were you.
Big game. All right, let Joey just about ready, looking out in the center field, rubbing up the ball. Waiting for GM Petty to step in. GM Petty's ready. But Joey steps back on the mound. He's ready. Taking his lead off first base is Fazio. He'll probably go here. Here's the stretch. Fazio goes to pitch, fastball swung on and fouled back to the screen. Fazio will have to make his way back to first. I'm pretty sure they'll give Fazio second base here too.
Rather than risk throwing it into center field and getting another run across.
Yeah. So Fazio's on first. He looks like he's ready to go. Runner is on third. Back to first with the pickoff safely in as Fazio head first.
Chicatello on third, the man who scored on, who made a bunt single to load the bases.
No balls and one strike to count to Brian G. Petty, the left-hander. Here's the first pitch, next pitch to him, fouled back to the screen. It's 0-2 to him.
Brian reached on that error, which was such a routine play. It was unbelievable, and then it just got messed up.
I still can't understand how you could. It just sat there. The ball was sitting there waiting to be caught. It just fell right between you. It was the old "I got it, you take it" play. All right, no balls, 2 strikes to count to GM Petty. Fazio's on first. He goes to pitch, lined into right field. Right fielder Gary Bradley comes in and makes the play. Hit on the line, but caught. That's the third out. But the Profs do score 2 runs. There were no hits. There were no errors, and 2 men left. And we go to the bottom of the second inning with our Profs leading 6-0.
In inning number 2, as the Ramapo Roadrunners come up in the home half of the inning, Gary Bradley, Scott Dembeck, and Michael Crowley. 4, 5, and 6. Tad Kozeniewski.
Thank you, Don. Bradley steps in. Kelly ready to pitch. Here's his first offering to him. Fastball swung on. Wow, back to the screen. Hello there. Clear the sinuses. 1 strike to him. Almost right on our microphone.
This is the second game in a row. You know, Tuesday in Philadelphia, 5 times the ball crashed off the screen. I thought it was my head. Somebody seems determined to get me.
As the next pitch is outside for a ball. That was an interesting sound, to say the least.
In Philadelphia, when it hit the screen, it sounded like a balloon going off, or maybe a firecracker, because they were line drives. They weren't even little pop fouls. They were liners, and Balistreri hit 2 of them.
Oh, nice guy, huh? Kelly's next pitch is a curveball in the dirt. It's 2-1 to count to Gary Bradley, the right fielder for the Ramapo Roadrunners.
In that game, Kelly almost got his head removed from his shoulders by one of the Temple hitters. Hit a line drive right back at him.
All right, here's Kelly's windup in the 2-1 pitch in the dirt, 3-1.
Kelly pitched 3 innings of that game. Hurahan pitched the first 5, and Kelly came in. Hurahan was hung with the loss.
All right, the next pitch, fastball lined way foul down the left field line. If he straightens that out, that's a home run. But that is foul by about 50 feet over the Profs bullpen.
He was way out in front of that baby.
That's surprising on Jack Kelly, too, who's firing today. Just sat on that fastball.
Well, Gary Bradley had the only extra base hit off Leutner. He had a double, and it was a ring double, but everybody else had nothing but singles and stuff.
Here's Kelly's next pitch, fouled right back over our heads.
Leutner also walked 6 people, which didn't help his cause any, but he did win. So he'll take a win any way you can get it.
So Leutner's at least 2-0 now, isn't he?
4-0.
4-0, excuse me. I'm sorry. I know he beat Rutgers, Kansas. That's the only...
He did. He beat Kutztown, and he won a game down in Florida.
As Bradley goes down swinging on a Kelly fastball, that's the first strikeout today for Jack Kelly.
So Jack has the Hummer going for him today. Scott Dembeck is up at home plate, first baseman.
And Scott's a big left-handed batter, stepping in as the wind is blowing in pretty solidly towards us here at home plate. It's going to be tough to get a ball out of here today. All right, here's Kelly's windup in the pitch. Fastball high and outside for a ball.
In the first game, Scott Shaw came up when the wind had died down, and he put one over the fence. But with the wind like this, he can forget about it.
Next pitch is low inside, 2-0.
The Profs are ahead 6-0. We're barely getting started. It's bottom of the second inning.
Fastball called strike.
Now, Ramapo isn't going to have that much time to come back in this game if we only go 7.
That is correct.
So a comeback team could have problems. They'd have to get on the stick now.
Check swing foul down the left field line by Scott Dembrick. And it's 2-2 to him with one out here in the bottom of the second inning for Prof Field with the Profs on top, 6-0.
Jack Kelly getting prepared to throw that next pitch.
Here's his windup in the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike. We'll see you later. And that's the second out, second strikeout of the inning for Kelly.
So 2 Ks in that short order, rapid succession. And Jack Kelly is working at great speed today. And we said he was a fast worker when we did the Kutztown game, Matt Santos and myself. You know, that first game was over barely before it started, and the Profs won the game 12-0.
He leads out there to get his job done. Here's his first pitch, fastball low and inside for a ball.
And then we did the second game. We felt like we were going to be there all afternoon because the pitchers were such slow workers. It was unbelievable.
Well, that first game lasted about 3.5 hours there.
In that area, yes.
Ground ball down to second baseman Fred Bianculli, and he boots it as it goes into right field. Routine play. Didn't keep his eye on the ball, and it's an error on Fred Bianculli.
So Fred, there's been some problems with the defense. Bianculli, Ty, and Giappetti have all had some problems holding the balls.
So with 2 outs, that'll bring to plate Greg Mayen.
Mayen, yeah.
Mayen, okay. Lucky stab at that one there. Mayen, the right-handed batter, with the runner on. First, Kelly from the stretch. Here's his pitch. Low and outside for a ball.
Vinny LaJoy was DH in the first game, and now he's on the mound, taking his bumps.
All right, Crowley steps back in there. Here's his 0-1 pitch. Fastball lined into center field. Keith Lee coming in, makes the play for the third out. There were no runs, there was no hits, there was 1 error, and 1 man left. We go into the top of the third inning with our Glassboro Steam Profs leading 6-0.
We're back at Prop Field in Glassboro, New Jersey, with the score is 6-0 in favor of the Glassboro State Profs. This inning, call it 8, 9, and 1, and that amounts to Jimmy McAllister, Sebastian Balistreri, and Fred Bianculli. Tad Kozeniewski.
All right, the first pitch is outside for a ball to McAllister. We're in the third inning from Prop Field. Next pitch to him. Fastball low and outside for a ball. In the first inning, he grounded back to the pitcher.
Tell you, you hear some great names on the Glassboro side. Yesterday with Kane had to be the all-time great names, day. In fact, the only name I can think of that was easy was Mickey V. And even that's an alias. So
McAllister steps back in. Here's his next pitch. Strike called, 3-1 to him. Interesting day for weather, baseball, and names from Kane College.
That was yesterday. Now this is today. The Profs ahead 6-0. Thank goodness.
A pop fly in the infield. Second baseman Steve Ney calls, and he waits it and makes the play for the first out on McAllister.
He's also from Turnersville. He's now back on the bench. Up to plate, Sebastian Balistreri.
Balistreri grounded to second base his first time up.
The catcher.
Now the wind is a little bit here. It's a nice sunny day. Little chilly, but not quite as cold as yesterday.
No. Yesterday, even I just, instead of going to watch a game, I went back to my room and listened to it on WGLS.
All right. Balistreri takes the first pitch in the dirt for a ball, 1-0 to him.
He has a good eye up at home plate.
Okay, here's LaJoey's next pitch. Fastball foul back to the screen. Hello there.
Hey, Steph, come on now.
Interesting thing, you can hear batting practice in our mic. I don't know who that would be taking batting practice. Maybe the JVs.
Down in the batting cage, we have some Ramapo players down there in the right field line.
Hey, we stay there. Come on, Zeb, come on out.
All right, here's the windup of the pitch. In the dirt for a ball. 2-1 the count. The catcher, Seb Ballesteri.
He was retired to end the first inning rally the Profs had, 4-run rally.
Strike called on the outside corner with a fastball, 2-2 to him.
Was a grounder, second to first that he hit. Now he's up as the second batter in inning number 3. Bianculli on deck.
Well, Joey steps off the mound to rub up the baseball.
Hey, man, what you say now? Good day. Smart, man.
A little delay here as we wait for LaJoey to get set. He steps back on the mound and he's ready to pitch. With one down here in the third inning. Here's his windup in the 2-2 pitch. Curveball popped into short right field. Coming in is Gary Bradley, the right fielder. Second baseman going out, and it's foul and dropped by Steve Nays. It went foul down the line. A pop-up, he went to chase, and it just popped off his glove. Routine play. Error on second baseman Steve Nye, but no damage done as it was foul.
Thank goodness, because had it been fair, that would have had to be scored an error. Another routine play muffed by the Ramapo Roadrunners.
The thing with that was he didn't really look it in all the way, and he tried to catch it with just his glove hand without using the old two-hand method that they teach you. And he just muffed it there. Easy play, and he muffed it. As we have a conference going on between catcher Mike Garlotti and pitcher Vincent LaJoey.
So watch Sebastian put one in the gap after that almost error on that play.
That's usually what happens, too.
It can happen, yeah.
Come on, Fred.
That's usually what happens.
Oh, shit.
We'd like to apologize for unauthorized personnel getting too close to our microphone.
Next pitch is grounded in between third and short. And a base hit for Seb Ballesteri, the catcher for the Profs, as it was lined in between third and short.
What you heard, ladies and gentlemen, was beyond our control, and we do extend our apologies. But please, stay tuned. We got exciting baseball here. And a base hit for Sebastian. So a man out, man on. Fred Bianculli is at home plate.
All right, stepping back in is Bianculli. He singled and walked. He has scored 2 of the Profs' 6 runs thus far today. Ballesteri takes his lead off first. He holds. Next pitch is outside. Curve for a ball. Gets by the catcher. And Ballesteri will move on to second base. That'll be a wild pitch to Vincent LaJoey.
You know, I would have checked for that. I think Lightning Lance McCaffrey may have been put in, number 39.
Okay, that is correct. Lance McCaffrey was put in as a pinch runner at second base, probably the courtesy runner.
Exactly.
Okay, here's the stretch in the pitch. Fastball low and outside, missing 2-0.
I wasn't looking, or I might have spotted that sooner.
Totally caught me by surprise. You usually figure that with, when the catcher gets on, they have that courtesy runner to speed up the game.
Say, Freddie, come on out.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Grounded up the middle. Shortstop Ramon Camaro makes the play, throws over to first, and we have 2 outs. To score at 6-3, and second out of the inning.
So Mike York comes up with Lightning Lance McCaffrey on second.
And, McCaffrey moved over to third on the grounder. Didn't quite get that in there. The shortstop was a short ball. He had to come into field, and he had no chance for play at third base. So McCaffrey will move over to third base as York steps in.
As fast as he is, it would have been totally impossible. McCaffrey is a speed merchant.
First pitch, fastball, swung on and missed, strike 1.
He's also the lone switch hitter that this ball club has. Lightning Lance McCaffrey, our switch hitter, courtesy runner, also an infielder if they needed him.
Man at third base, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Lines into right center field. Gary Bradley, the right fielder there, though, makes the play. Oh, made it interesting as he bobbled it, but still made the play. Profs don't score any runs. There was 1 hit, there was 1 error, and 1 man left. We got on the bottom of the third inning with our Glassboro State Profs, leading Ramapo 6-0.
The bottom of the third inning as Ramapo comes to home plate in the home half of the inning. Following in the order, it will be Ramon Cordero, Mike Garlotti, and the leadoff hitter, who is Gil Benitez. 8-9-1, and here's Tad with more of our play-by-play.
All right, Kelly's ready to pitch. He has 2 strikeouts thus far in the game. Pretty much in control. Here's his first pitch, fastball on the outside corner for called strike.
And that 6-0 lead certainly does make one feel secure.
Especially with Mr. Kelly on the mound. You could almost call him the ace of the Profs. It gets a sign. Here's the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Cordero looks like he's trying to hit the home run, trying to overpower Kelly, and you're just not going to be able to do that. 2 strikes to him. Kelly once again from the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch, fastball line outside for a ball.
I wouldn't mind seeing Jack Kelly start against Trenton.
That could be what we might see. He could fit into the rotation here. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Low and outside for a ball with the fastball.
Our next broadcast is scheduled Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. 2 7-inning games against Delaware State from right here at Prof Field, weather permitting.
2-2 foul down the right field line on the pop.
The weather forecast for that period is anything but promising, but you never worry about it until it actually happens.
Yeah, they're going to try and get every game in that they possibly can. If there's any chance, you better believe the game will be on.
And Delaware State, especially a non-conference opponent, it's nothing to really be concerned about.
All right, here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen. 2-2, the count remains. To Ramon Cordero, the shortstop for the Ramapo Roadrunners.
Our WGLS mascot here is going to get a little bit gun-shy if these balls keep coming our way.
Fastball outside for a ball, full count.
He's got troubles enough because he lives with me 24 hours a day. So this is really going to put the gray hair in his whiskers.
Yeah, he's getting a little itchy over there, getting a little anxious. Here's the full count pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen again as he jumps looking around for that ball. Ramon Cordero hanging in there with the full count as Jack Kelly on the mound trying to put him in the book. Here's the next pitch. Almost hit him, but Cordero out of the way and he draws a walk. That is the first walk for Kelly thus far today. And that'll bring to the plate Mike Garlotti, the catcher for Ramapo.
It appears neither of these teams have brought in their catchers for their offensive purposes, but both seem to be good, steady defensive catchers.
Garlotti bats from the left side.
And in the 9th position.
As he steps into the box, Kelly looks in from the stretch. Kelly's second time today. The pitch, fastball, check down the third baseman, Brian Giampetti goes to second for 1, back to first. Nice stretch by first baseman Darren Comagee's double play. So 2 quick outs and a fine play there. Scored 5-4-3. And the Profs quickly have 2 outs here in the 3rd.
So that quickly, that base on balls goes down the tubes. And now Gil Benitez has to do it all again. Garlotti did something like this in the opening game when a rally was cooking. And he hit into a double play. So Benitez is up again now.
All right, Benitez, he grounded out the 3rd in the 1st inning, leading off the ball game.
He's had anything but a good day today, as Gil Benitez. And it's your leadoff hitter that is the catalyst of your ball club. And if they're on, if they're hot, they can get the whole team steamed up behind them.
First pitch by Kelly's a fastball called for a strike.
That's what makes Fred Bianculli so great. He's got over a 55% on-base percentage, so he sets the table for the guys behind him.
And even usually when he doesn't get on by the hit, you usually see him drawing the walk, getting on base.
And he reaches on errors.
Good overall round player, good pickup for the Profs.
And he even clouded one over the fence in one game against Temple.
The 0-1 pitch is fouled back right over our heads. 0-2 the count to leadoff batter Gil Benitez.
Bottom of the 3rd, 6-0 Profs.
Here's Kelly's 0-2 pitch to him. Fastball just missing outside for a ball. Very close call. 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. Kelly thought he had it. He started to walk towards the dugout there. Thought he's going to have to make another pitch. And here it comes, the 1-2 pitch. Just missing again outside. 2-2. Very close. Pitcher's kind of pitch, making the batter go after that ball. 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Profs leading 6-0. The pitch. Just missing low and inside. Full count.
He had an 0-2 count. Now he's missed 3 times. Very close pitches, though.
All right, Kelly trying to put the door down right here. I don't know why I said that, but here's the pitch. The Benitez thought it was a ball, but it's a call, third strike. He's standing there arguing with the home plate umpire, but nonetheless, he is called out looking. There were no runs, there were no hits, there were no errors, and nobody left. We go in the top of the fourth inning with the Pros leading 6-0.
We're in the top of inning number 4. Glassboro coming up the home plate, and they're sending up the beat of the order. And in certain cases, they're very large individuals indeed. Al Chicatello is the number 3 hitter. Darren Comegie's number 4, and he could really hit one if he gets his opportunity. And Keith Lee, 3, 4, and 5, and here's Tad.
All right, Chicatello leads off. He singled in a run in the first and singled in the second. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. Vince LaJoie still on the mound for the Roadrunners of Ramapo.
What a beautiful bunt single that was when Al did that.
Okay, here's the windup at the pitch. Fastball lined into left center field for a base hit. Left fielder Michael Crowley cuts it off. And we have a leadoff single for Al Chicatello. He's 3 for 3 on the day in this second game. And that'll bring to the plate Darren Comegie's. He walked in the first and scored and grounded back to the pitcher. Wind blowing in heavily from right field. I would be shocked if I saw a ball out of that right field fence right now. Chicatello on first, taking his lead. LaJoie looks in for a sign. The batter's Darren Comegie's. Here's the stretch, the pitch. Curveball outside, just missing for a ball.
LaJoie comes in with 5 bases on balls so far today in the first couple of innings.
All right, here's a stretch back to first. Back in time is Al Chicatello.
And they were in the first 2 innings. In inning number 3, he didn't walk anybody.
All right, here's the stretch and the pitch. Fastball outside for a ball, 2-0. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning with Glassboro leading 6-0. They also won the first game.
4-1 was that contest. Exciting game here at Prof Field. Good doubleheader.
Outside with the fastball again, 3-0 as the clouds start to cover the sun. The wind kicks up and it is getting cold. Good thing I brought the long underwear today.
I wish I had.
It's the stretch of the pitch outside, ball 4. So Comegie's are also walk. Chicatello moves out to second. That'll bring the plate Keith Lee.
You're lucky you got the gloves. My machine is made out of sheet steel.
And that'll make it nice and cold for
Exactly.
you. All right, Lee steps in. He singled in the first inning and scored, and he has grounded out to second base. 1 for 2 on the day. Nobody out here in the fourth. Runners on first and second. Here's LaJoie's stretch and the pitch. Fastball called strike.
He hummed one past Keith Lee right there. Keith, the 6'1" freshman from Lakewood, New Jersey.
Left-handed batter, center fielder. Here's the stretch. And the 0-1 pitch. Curve bunted on and fouled back to the screen. Nice try. Had he had the fastball there, he probably could have got down a good bunt. The runners were going, too, on that play. Some kind of a bunt and run. On deck, Janie Fazio. He's drawn 2 walks thus far today. Joey with the sign. Here's a stretch in the 0-2 pitch. Fastball into left center field. It's going to fall. Base hit for Keith Lee, coming around third and holding is Al Chicatello. As a fine throw to the plate. Gets by the catcher. Chicatello is going to try to come in, and he's going to make it in easily. Throw to third base. Safe is the runner, Darren Comegie's. Comegie's with a heads-up play going from second to third. So, to recap, Al Chicatello comes around and scores. Comegie's moves to third. Give Keith Lee a single, his second on the day. And the Profs score 1 run in the inning.
So, first and third with still nobody out.
He lined it into left center field. Holding all the way was Chicatello, but the throw came wild through the catcher, went back to the screen, so he went in and scored.
It's 7-0 now, and this might be the inning when Vince LaJoie gets to go to the showers.
Lee went on the steal, but Fazio fouls it off the catcher. The catcher's a little shaken up there.
And he's probably, the pitcher, LaJoie, is probably saying, well, if they do knock me out of the box, I'll at least be able to go in the building and get warm.
How true. And it is very cold.
And he can catch the rest of the game on WGLS at 89.7.
All right, first and third. I'm sure we're going to see Lee going here, and it back throw first, and he's in safely. No balls and 1 strike to count to Jamie Fazio, who has walked twice today. Here's a stretch in the pitch. Lee holds, fouled back again, and it's 0-2.
So we've been here all afternoon long. Norm and myself did game number 1. Right now, Norm is manning the boards back at WGLS-FM.
Nice and warm, too, at that. 0-2 the count to Jamie Fazio. Keith Lee's on first, Darren Comagee's on third. Here's a stretch by LaJoey. The pitch. Curveball outside for a ball 1-2. Glassboro trying to bring in some more here. They have 1 in the 4th.
Still nobody is out.
The pitch. Curveball, runner going. Lee, throw down second, gets into center field. Lee's going to go to third. Comagee's is going to score. We're going to give an error on the catcher on that play. And we have another run in for the Profs in the form of Darren Comagee's.
Now it's 8-0. Glassboro pouring it on.
The catcher, Mike Garlotti, looked down to third base. The runner wasn't going, so he decided to throw it to second, and it just went over everybody's head and into center field. So now we have Lee at third with nobody out. And here's the pitch to Fazio, fastball for a called strike. And Fazio goes down looking here. So,
Brian G.M. Petty comes to home plate.
And that's the first out in the inning here.
Once again, the first time G.M. Petty came to home plate, he reached on an error, which looked like a routine pop, and it did reach, and 2 men scored. And now the Profs, it's 4 runs later, it's now 8-0.
Okay, so we have Lee at third base with 1 out. G.M. Petty also flied to right field in the second inning. First pitch to him, curveball, a little bit low, but called for a strike. G.M. Petty didn't quite agree with that one. He steps out, and he steps back in. LaJoey gets his sign, looks at third base, and the man at third base, Keith Lee, here's the windup in the pitch. Curve swung on and missed as it went in the dirt. 0-2. G.M. Petty looks a little bit upset up there, a little frustrated. And that's not going to help when you're up there trying to bat if you're frustrated. 0-2 to him, Lee's at third. LaJoey from the windup gets his sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. Ooh, right at his head, just missing. Inside for a ball, 1-2. I don't think it was a knockdown pitch, just to keep him honest there. This is usually when they go for the ball on the outside of the plate here. Here's the windup in the pitch. Curveball in the dirt, a fine block made by Mike Garlotti, the catcher. And the count is 2-2.
1 man is out, a man on third, 8-0. Glassboro over Ramapo.
2 runs here thus far in the 4th. They've scored in every inning but the 3rd. Steps off the mound is LaJoey, as Keith Lee was giving a little aggravation at third base. LaJoey once again going from the windup, even though there's 1 out. Here's the windup in the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike. And G.M. Petty goes down looking not happy at all. The pitch was definitely a strike, but he just looked frustrated going up there. Second strikeout in the inning. Only the second one of the game for Vince LaJoey. That'll bring the plate Jim McAllister. He's playing shortstop. He's grounded the pitcher and flied to second. First pitch to him is a curveball outside for a ball 1.
He's 0 for 2. He's had a difficult time hitting the ball. Had a good trip down in Florida. Got his name in the papers a few times.
All right, here's the next pitch to him. Fastball in the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1.
We're back at the bottom half of inning number 4, coming to you live and direct from Prof Field. The score, Glassboro 8, Ramapo zip. Jimmy McAllister hit a fly to center field to end the last inning. And now to begin the next inning, I give you Tad Kozeniewski.
All right, thanks a lot, Don. Steve Ney leads it off. He flied to center field his first time up.
I give you Tad Kozeniewski, and you can keep.
Oh, thank you. I'll keep me too. Fastball by Kelly Hyde inside for a ball.
Love to kid around on WGLS-FM, the voice of Gloucester County, your source for sports where Glassboro is concerned.
Curveball outside for a ball, 2-0. As you can hear the wind kicking up again. Kelly's 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. 3-0. Ramapo trying to get something started. Haven't mounted any hits yet as we're in the 4th inning. Kelly's next pitch. Fastball for a called strike. Strike 1.
And I've been out here all afternoon absorbing this wind. Think about it.
Oh boy. 3-1 pitch. Line into center field. Keith Lee coming on. Makes the play. And we have one down. Steve Ney hit it on the line, but right at center fielder Keith Lee. One out. That'll bring the plate Vince Giles, the center fielder for Ramapo. He flied out to right in his first plate appearance way back in the 1st inning.
The first time I saw Jack Kelly this season, he pitched against Kutztown, and he hadn't given up a hit until we entered the 6th inning.
All right, well, he's in pretty much command of the situation in this 2nd game. Here's his first pitch. Fastball lined into center field for a base hit. The first hit given up by Jack Kelly, and there it is. As soon as we speak, there it goes, a base hit. That's right. That's exactly right. The Black Cat statement. So Vince Giles is on. He has the first hit for Ramapo thus far in the 2nd game. With one out, that'll bring the plate Gary Bradley. He struck out swinging in the 2nd inning.
Well, I tell you, I don't feel so bad because I know we're winning 6-0. So I don't mind jinxing somebody now and then.
But we should be jinxing the other team, I guess.
True, it would help. But anyway, it's 6-0. It's 8-0. Jack Kelly.
Fly ball hitting the left field deep, but Mike York looks like he's going to make a play. He stands at the warning track and makes the catch for the first out. So Gary Bradley flies out deep to left field for the 2nd out of the inning. And that'll bring to the plate Scott Debreck, the first baseman for the Ramapo Roadrunners. He struck out his first time up.
The fact of the matter is, it's just not a home run hitter's day here at Prof Field.
Yeah, I'd have to say, if the wind wasn't blowing out, we would have kissed that one goodbye. But he hit it a mile in the air, but just made it to the warning track. 2 outs in Debreck up to the plate, the left-handed batter facing Jack Kelly. Here's Kelly's stretch and the pitch. Fastball high and inside for a ball.
Didn't take me long as a Prof baseball announcer to learn that when the wind is blowing right in on us, it's also blowing right in on the outfielders, and the ball won't go out of the park.
Yep.
I much better prefer it when it's blowing out.
As we have another ball to Scott Debreck. It's 2-0 tilt.
The wind is always a factor here at Prof Field. Whichever way it blows, that's the kind of game you're going to get.
Swinging a fastball fouled back to the screen.
Can you guess which way it was blowing when the Profs had the Trenton game?
Must have been blowing out.
Exactly.
Okay. 2-1 to Scott Debreck. And here comes our wind again, as I'm sure you can hear. Next pitch. Fastball outside for a ball, 3-1.
That was an unbelievable game. That was a career game, as a matter of fact.
That's for sure.
You know, Joe Rafferty could use that for his demo tape if he wanted to.
And Debreck, takes a walk. So we have runners at 2nd and 3rd. That's the first time we've had a runner reach 2nd base for Ramapo in the 2nd game. And that'll bring the plate Mike Crowley, the left fielder. He reached base on an error by the 2nd baseman, Fred Bianculli, his first time up.
Hey, Mike.
Crowley steps in. Here's Kelly from the stretch. And his first pitch, curveball in the dirt. Nice block by Sid Ballesteri, the catcher. 1-0 to Mike Crowley.
1st and 2nd.
2 outs. The pitch. Fastball just missing low. 2-0.
Bottom of the 4th. We're only scheduled for 7 this time around.
Once again, if you joined us late, the Profs did win the first game, 4-1. Fastball missing inside again, 3-0. We have some action now going on in the bullpen of the Profs. Not some serious action, just some loosening up from some players, it looks like. Maybe see some new players in the game next inning. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Grounded down to third baseman Giampetti. He blocks in a bad hop, and he's going to take an error there.
And the bases are full. Wait a minute.
The runner coming around third, trying to score. Here's the throw. He makes it in safely. A little heads-up play by the Vince Giles, the center fielder for Ramapo. He headed for third base as he was on 2nd as the ball was bobbled by Giampetti. He tried to throw to 2nd base to Bianculli to make a play. And on the play, the ball trickled past Bianculli a little bit, not enough to be called an error. And we have a run for Ramapo.
So it's 8-1, and there'd be 1st and 3rd, I do believe.
We have 1st and 2nd. And we have a base hit up the middle. Runner coming around 3rd. He's going to try and score. Here's the throw from Lee. Right on the mark. Perfect play. The runner is out. But Ramapo does score 1 run. They had 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. We go to the top of the 5th with Glassboro leading 8-1. Are we just about ready?
Top half of inning number 5 at Glassboro State College. Up at the plate, number 9 hitter, Sebastian Balistreri of the Profs, and here's Tad.
All right, Seb leads it off. He grounded to second in the 1st inning, and he has singled in the 3rd. 1 for 2 on the day. As he steps in there in the top of the 5th inning, scheduled 7 here from Prof Field. Vince LaJoie on the mound for Ramapo. Here's his first pitch, fastball in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 to catcher Seb Balistreri. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. Curveball, nice pitch, called strike, 1-1. So it's 1-1 to him. And here's the next pitch, the 1-1 to him. Curveball lined up the middle, right over LaJoie's head, almost took his head off. So Balistrieri's in with the single, his 2nd of the ball game.
And Lightning Lance McCaffrey will be coming out to run for Sebastian again.
And there he goes. As Seb will come out for the courtesy runner. He will remain in the game.
Number 39, Lightning Lance McCaffrey. And Lance is 5'10". He's a soph, and he's from Cliffwood, New Jersey. He was the runner last year, and he's the runner again.
The designated runner is on
courtesy
first.
runner, yes, indeed.
That'll bring the plate beyond Cooley. Here's his first pitch to him. A bunt try, a beautiful bunt down the 3rd baseline, fielded by Benitez. Throw not in time. And we have a pickoff play at second base just in time, safely, is the Seb Balistreri over there. He should have been called out, but he
McCaffrey was caught sleeping.
And we have an argument going on out here.
So they caught McCaffrey sleeping, but he got back just in time, just got back alive.
And you can hear the crowd stirring up as we have an argument on second base. Bianculli singles on the base hit. That's his 2nd hit of the game.
And a lot of noise.
And the coach for Ramapo, Hal Sharp, is all over the field arguing. Looked like Balistreri was out on the pickoff try. It was caught by the first baseman, thrown to the shortstop, Raymond Cardero, at short, who was playing at second base. And it looked like they beat Balistreri diving back in, but apparently they didn't.
So it's McCaffrey on 2nd and Bianculli on 1st. Balistreri removed due to the courtesy runner rule. He'll be back in the bottom of the 5th.
All right, Michael York steps in. He's flied to left, flied to center, and has walked and scored. We have a pinch hitter for Michael York. That'll be number 7, Bob Kaufman for the Profs.
Another outfielder is Bob Kaufman. He's 6 foot, a senior from Beechwood.
So York takes the early seed today. He went 0 for 2 in the 2nd game.
Kaufman will be coming into left field following this inning. You can be quite sure of that.
First pitch, fastball called strike. Profs picking up a break with the man on second base, the pinch runner. And then we have Fred Bianculli, who singled on first with nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. There's a stretch in the pitch, curveball high and inside for a ball, 1-1.
So it's 8-1, Profs, and that's why you can see Bob Kaufman up at home plate right about now.
It's 1-1 to him. Here's LaJoie stretch the pitch. Fastball called strike. I don't know about that one. 1-2. Kaufman does not agree. Steps out of the box to collect himself. He's back in. LaJoie gets his sign. Here's the stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball foul tipped, caught. So going down swinging is Bob Kaufman, the pinch hitter for the Profs. That's first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Al Ciccatello.
He's 3 for 3. Let's see if he can make it 4.
And he has 2 runs scored today. And he does have an RBI. So 1 out as Ciccatello steps on with runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 out. The first pitch to him. Pop fly into right field, down the line, could be foul. Chasing is the first baseman, the right fielder, and it falls in, foul ball. One of those Texas League bloops, but just foul by about 10 feet down the right field line.
Al hits a lot of those, and most of them end up fair, and they go for singles or doubles. You get Texas League base hits out of them.
That was just foul, though. Nobody had a shot at that one. So we have 1 out here, and the top of the 5th, runners on 1st and 2nd.
320 down the line, 365 in the alleys, 400 in dead center, the dimensions of Prof Field.
All right, LaJoie gets his side. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Oh, right at his head, just getting out of the way as he looks out to the pitcher.
I think that's a makeup for what we saw an inning ago.
Ooh, very close, ducking out of the way. Gives a nice stare. Here comes an interesting pitch here, 1-1. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Curveball lined into right field, falling base hit, coming around third. It's probably scoring, scoring. Is Seb Ballesteri's pitch runner.
Lance McCaffrey.
McCaffrey scores on the singles. So give a single and an RBI to Al Chicatello. Moving on to second base was Fred Bianculli.
So that puts Chicatello at 4 for 4, despite being almost struck in the head.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Something like that will happen. The batter will get enraged and usually get a decent hit out of it. Now coming to the plate is Darren Comegys. He walked in the first, flied to the pitcher, and walked. He has 2 runs scored on the day.
Big number 48, the man from Burlington.
Okay, first and second, the pitch. Curveball fouled back off the catcher.
Mark McCarthy is our other first baseman. We use him against left-handed pitching, like Steve Anderson in Game 1.
So it's 9-1 with the Profs in a commanding lead here in the top of the 5th inning. No balls and 1 strike to Comegys.
Last week, our arch-rival Trenton blitzed Ramapo 11-1 and 7-4 at Ramapo Stadium, which is no easy task.
That place is way up there. I can vouch for that. Way up, almost in New York.
Right.
1-1 to Comegys. Here's a stretch by LaJoie and the 1-1 pitch. Fastball in the dirt, ball 2.
There was a Beaner incident a few years ago. Somebody struck in the head by a ball. They had to take him to New York, to the hospital up there. They didn't have one close enough in the New Jersey side.
That place is in the middle of nowhere. All right, we have 2 balls and 1 strike to Comegys. A stretch and a pitch, foul back to the screen and coming right our way and just missing us. 2-2 to Darren Comegys, the first baseman for the Profs.
On deck, Keith Lee, the center fielder.
Chicatello on first. Bianculli at second. Both singled.
Say, Darren, come on, Al, bingo.
3 hits so far in the inning for the Profs. Here's the stretch by LaJoie, the 2-2 pitch. Curveball, nice pitch, swung on and missed. So Comegys goes down swinging for the second out. Yeah,
that may be 4.
That is the 4th K.
Yeah.
The 4th strikeout. For LaJoie, a fine pitch, a curveball sucker type pitch. And that'll bring the plate Keith Lee. He singled in the first and scored, grounded to second, and singled in the 4th. All right, LaJoie gets his sign. Here's the stretch, the pitch. Curveball lined at the shortstop and caught for the 3rd out. There was 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left. We got on the bottom of the 5th inning with the Profs leading 9-1. So what the Crowley?
All right, Crowley reached on an error in the last inning to drive home a run. That was Michael Crowley did that. And then a single forced a man at home plate. And that was the Ramapo rally. And it's now 9-1 in favor of Glassboro. And we're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And things really getting exciting here. The second game, first game, 4-1, quiet but exciting. Second game, 9-1, quiet and exciting. I enjoy it. It's a good doubleheader so far, Glassboro and Ramapo. And here is Tad Kozeniewski.
All right, leading it off is Raymond Cordero. He walked his first time up, and we have a little delay in the action. We're waiting for the umpire. He's discussing something with Coach Mike Briglia. The discussion's, Briglia's giving it to him for something. I can't figure out what for.
They may have a little cross in communications about the new players that have been put in.
All right, Cordero's just about ready. The umpire's shaking his head.
Ramon is a freshman from Patterson, New Jersey. Ramapo does a lot of recruiting in the upper area. Patterson, Elizabeth, Mahwah, the whole area. Elizabeth is further down, but still, that's where they get them.
And who is our replacement left fielder again?
Bob Kaufman, number 7.
Bob Kaufman. Thank you, Don. All right, here's the first pitch from Kelly. Fastball fouled back to the screen.
They're going to keep whacking away at that thing until they puncture it.
Put a hole through the screen. Ramapo only has 2 hits thus far today, picked up by Vince Giles, the center fielder, and Mike Crowley, as we have a pop-up going down the first base line is Darren Comegys, and he runs into the coach, and the ball falls. He could have made the play, but he ran right into the first base coach, Al Sharp, and Sharp is shaken up over there. Good defensive play by Coach Al Sharp, prevented the out.
I think I would be shaken up too if I just had a collision with Darren Comegys.
Oh, big Darren picked. He just ignored the ball. It was a nice play on Darren's part. Could have easily caught the ball as it popped up and fell. But he hit the coach, and the coach is all smiles now because he gets another chance for his batter here. Raymond Cordero, let's see what happens. 0-2 to him. Here's his 0-2 pitch. Fly ball into right field. Jamie Fazio coming in. He makes the call in foul territory. He makes the catch for the first out. So that's the first out here of the inning. That'll bring up to the plate Mike Garlotti, the catcher. He hit into a double play, his only at bat thus far in the game.
It's 9-1. Profs ahead in the bottom half of inning number 5. Ramapo playing the visiting team in this, or the home team in this game, that is.
As the profs get on the coach for Ramapo, Al Sharp, about him, that defensive play there. Everybody's giggling here.
He really threw himself away, to try and defend his hitter.
Foul ball down the left field line to Garlotti. 1 strike to him.
Believe me, if I saw Darren Comegys advancing at full speed, I would bite the dust.
I'd be running. Would not want to get run over by him. You can hear everybody giggling in the background.
I also wouldn't want to get on his bad side either.
That's true. Another foul back down the left field line.
We kid because we love.
That's right.
They are the Glassboro State Profs.
Our team. 0-2. Zach Kelly from the windup. Here's the pitch. Curveball low and inside, missing 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Mike Garlotti. Kelly looks in for a sign. Here he comes from the windup. Here's the pitch. Fouled back again down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count remains. All right, Kelly ready again. Here's his windup and the pitch. Curveball just missing outside, 2-2.
Kelly doing a good job here. Lutner did good in the first game. 8 innings removed in the 9th for Neil Horahan.
All right, here's the windup and the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, miss for a strikeout. Going down swinging is Mike Garlotti, and let me see, that's the 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeout for Kelly thus far today. 2 outs now to bring to the plate Gil Benitez. And as we hear a bat getting thrown again, oh boy, that'll ring your ears. Benitez grounded out to third, and he has struck out looking in the 3rd.
I tell you, this reminds me of a game I went to up in Jersey City. I want to tell you, it was awful cold that day. The wind was blowing even stronger than it is now. But that day I was so busy watching my back, I didn't have time to be cold.
All right, Benitez steps in. As Kelly looks, he gets his windup now. Here's the the pitch. Fastball, getting confused inside for a ball. Ball 1. Can't stretch and have a windup in the same play.
You only came here at 1:30. Imagine what you'd be like if you've been here since 12.
Here's the pitch. Lined into center field. Keith Lee under it, though, as the wind holds it up and makes the catch. For the 3rd out of the inning, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. We go into the top of the 6th inning with our Glassboro State Profs leading 9-1.
We're back live and direct from Prof Field. It's the top half of inning number 6 as the Profs come up. And coming to bat, it's going to be 6, 7, and 8. And what does that amount to, Tad?
Let's see, that's Jamie Fazio will lead it off. Brian Giampetti and Jim McAllister checking what Fazio's done today. He's walked twice and struck out looking. So he's looking at an 0 for 1 on the day.
Top of the 6th, scheduled for 7.
All right, we're just about ready. Look, Joey's still in there. He's been in there from the start. Looking in at Jamie Fazio, right fielder for the Profs. Here's the first pitch. Curveball for a called strike.
Despite the pounding he's taken, you can see why this man's still in the lineup. The Joey. because he still seems to have it, even though he's been getting hit around pretty good.
Okay, here's his next sign, the windup and the pitch. Curveball in the dirt for ball 1-1.
I said a couple innings ago they were going to put him in the showers, but no such thing as I get stepped on over here.
Gotcha.
But they didn't put him away. He's still here. But the Profs are winning 9-1, so.
Here's the windup in the 1-1 pitch to Fazio. Grounded to shortstop Raymond Cordero. He fields, throws over to first base in time for the first down. 6-3 as I put it down here in the book, and that'll bring to the plate Brian Giampetti. Let me see, Giampetti has reached base on an error. He has flied to right and has struck out looking.
You believe one time I saw a pitcher go 6 innings and give up 14 runs. Fortunately, only 6 of them were earned on that occasion.
So you really can't fault the pitcher. First pitch to him, fastball low outside for a ball. If you don't have the defense behind you, it's kind of hard to pitch these days. Or any day, for a matter of fact. Here's the next pitch. Fastball for a called strike.
In this conference, hitting is king. Hitting is numero uno in this league.
That is correct.
So the teams in this league can really belt the daylights out of the baseball.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Oh, behind him, nearly hitting Giampetti as he does the limbo to get out of the way of that pitch. Behind him, that was an interesting pitch. 2-1 to him.
I got into a limbo contest one time. I thought my back was never going to recover.
Oh, boy. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball outside for a ball, 3-1. Don't want to be limboing in that batter's box, that's for sure. Up there doing one thing, that's the hit, not the limbo. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball called strike. Giampetti wanted to walk there. We have a full count to him with 1 out. Vince LaJoie on the mound. Here's his 3-2 offering. Lined in the right field for a base hit. And Giampetti reaches with his first hit of the ball game. That'll bring to the plate Jimmy McAllister, the substitute shortstop for the second game. Jimmy is 0 for 3 thus far on the day. He has flied to the pitcher, flied to the second baseman, and flied to left field.
So there's 1 man out, 1 man on in the person of Brian Giampetti on first. Profs ahead 9-1. The visiting team here in this second game of today's doubleheader.
All right, here's a stretch by LaJoie, the pitch. High and inside for a ball.
Now next Tuesday, the Profs will be the host in both games against the Delaware State team.
All right. LaJoie with the sign. Here's the stretch. The pitch. Fouled, down the third base line, might fall, but the third baseman, Gil Benitez, makes the play. I thought that was coming back to us. They made it over to third base, and third baseman Gil Benitez makes the play. So that's the third infield fly for McAllister thus far in the game. The cold's having an effect on him. Now with 2 outs, that brings to the plate catcher Seb Ballesteri. He's grounded to second, singled twice, and scored a run, making him 2 for 3 on the day. You
can hear, I believe, Lisa Cerny and Mickey V doing the broadcast of the doubleheader against the Delaware State. Tuesday, airtime 1:30 on GLS. Spring Garden Wednesday, Trenton on Friday, big one. William Patterson 1 week from today.
All right, Seb steps in. Here's a stretch by LaJoie in the pitch. Fastball outside for a ball.
Can you imagine there are 5 New Jersey athletic teams in the top 20 of Division III. Glassboro's number 9, Ramapo's number 20. Glassboro's number 11, that is.
There's a stretch in the pit, way over his head, getting by the catcher. And moving on to second base is Brian Giampetti on the error by the pitcher.
The other 3 are Trenton, Patterson, and Montclair, but I kind of wonder, Ramapo apparently going to be swept today by Glassboro. That might put him out of the 20.
Yeah, I'd have to say definitely for sure.
Then Glassboro will be 18-4, and they'd be 6-1 in the conference, and probably in first place in the conference, depending on how Trent did and Montclair.
All right, the 2-0 pitch is popped in the right field. Gary Bradley calls off second baseman. The right fielder makes the play. For the third out of the inning, there was no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 man left. We got in the bottom half of the 6th inning with the Profs leading 9-1.
We're back here in the bottom half of inning number 6. So here we go. Number 2 hitter in the order coming to the plate, Steve Ney.
As we wait for the arrival here.
Jack Kelly has been on the hill all the way. I don't see why they take him out right now.
Okay, and we do have a pinch hitter for Steve Ney. It's number 7, Marshall O'Keefe. So Marshall O'Keefe comes in replacing Steve Ney.
Marshall O'Keefe.
An interesting name there.
Interesting name. He was called into the lineup in game 1, but he never got to the plate. So we never got to tell you that he is a freshman from Jersey City, New Jersey. Everybody's favorite town, Jersey City. Once you've been there, you'll pledge never to go back.
Okay, and as another man steps up to the plate in his spot, and he's not listed in the program, number 29.
Oh, okay. So it won't be Marshall.
He's on deck. I believe he may be the next pinch hitter. I'm not sure, but we do have a pinch hitter nonetheless.
And we don't know who he is, so I hope he's
not listed in the program. Here's the windup in the pitch. Fastball outside for a ball to the mystery batter.
It'd be awful if he had a home run, wouldn't it?
How would you call that one?
We almost had one do that a few years ago.
Foul back to the screen again.
We just didn't have him on the roster. He wore number 3, so we called him Babe Ruth. And he very nearly put one out at Prop Field.
This guy's just number 29, steps in. He is not listed in the program. Here's the windup in the pitch. Foul back to the screen again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This guy is coming awfully close to us in our microphones. 1 and 2. They're calling him Joe. So we'll call the next pitch is a fastball called strike as Joe goes down looking. So, I can't even control myself. This is amazing. And I believe now we have O'Keefe. Yeah, O'Keefe is coming into bat now. He's batting for Vince Giles. So we have Marshall O'Keefe batting now.
Get this, there isn't even a Joe on the roster. Isn't this awful?
First pitch is outside for a ball 1. They were yelling Joe.
So, there it is. He's gone anyway. Now it's Marshall O'Keefe.
Fastball called strike.
Joe 29 is removed from the lineup.
As the mascot giving us little problems here. The 1-1 pitch. Just missing inside for a ball, 2-1.
If anybody wants a golden retriever, he's for sale.
I think he's had enough for one day of prop baseball here himself. He's a little cold looking.
Eventually.
Lined into right field, but right fielder Jamie Fazio waits and makes the one-hand grab, and we have 2 outs.
Eventually, if we stayed here long enough, he'd probably start barking and really give us a hassle.
You can hear the prop bench getting on Fazio for that one-handed grab. Getting a kick out of that is the prop dugout there.
So now it's the number 4 hitter scheduled.
Okay, and this is another pinch hitter. I can't see his number right now as of yet. It's for Gary Bradley. His number, oh boy, of course we can't see his number here. If he just would turn around, I could find a number from him. He is a pinch hitter, though. Something ski, I believe. It could be Robert Jaminski, number 24 now. 21 the number is. Kurt Krasuski, oh my God. So Kurt Krasuski in pinch hitting.
He's another freshman from Jersey City.
Swings at the first offering for a strike. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Here's the next pitch, Krasuski. Best ball in the outside corner, called strike.
And Jarmolinsky is a pitcher, so they wouldn't use him as a pitch hitter.
Okay.
But Kurt Krasuski up.
The pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. And we go into in the top of the 7th inning with our props leading 9-1.
Some scores from TK. What do you got?
All right, we have a report of the Phillies and the Mets are in the 10th inning, tied at 7. The New York Yankees over the Milwaukee Brewers, 7-3. And Cleveland 6, Detroit 2. So the Phillies and the Mets going at it on national TV.
I can't stand the Mets.
I can't either. All right, it's 2 of us here. I attended that game last night and froze completely.
Why'd you do a dumb thing like that?
It was fun because it was there.
I wouldn't do it until it was about 75. I'd like to. I'd like to go take the subway down to the vet.
That would be interesting. It's a lot of fun out there.
Although I assume you drove.
Yeah, I did drive. All right, we have a pinch hitter for the props. It's Lance McCafferty, number 39.
Hitting for Fred Bianculli, so he'll be able to win and play second.
All right, so McCafferty in. I believe that's his first, this is his first appearance today.
I've never seen him at the plate. He's a switch hitter.
He's batting left-handed against the right-hander, who we have a new pitcher now. I've just noticed that, too. As we have a ground ball back to the pitcher, it's Michael Crowley. Not Michael Crowley. That's Chris Orland, number 15, sophomore out of Riverdale, New Jersey. And we have a ground out there for the first out of the inning as McCafferty grounds back to the pitcher.
Scheduled, Robert Kaufman, the left fielder, number 7.
Let me see, is this Kaufman here? Of course, we have no number. Yeah, it is Kaufman, number 7. Kaufman struck out his first time up.
Joined the team just as in his final senior year.
Takes first pitch for a strike.
Was brought in replacement of Michael York. Save him for Tuesday against Delaware State, airtime 1:30.
There's a pop fly down the first base line going out of play. 2 strikes.
And Delaware State's a scrappy bunch, I'll tell you. Trenton State blitzed them. That's our arch rival Trenton. Beat them 9-2 and 12-7, but they fought every minute of the doubleheader.
So Chris Orland in relief for Ramapo, pretty much in control. 0-2. Here's his pitch. Curveball line inside for a ball.
And Trenton never would have beat him except for a 7-run 6th inning. That told the tale of that one of those games.
Here's the next pitch, low ball ball 2. Recapping what Vince LaJoie did, he gave, 7 hits, and he gave up 6, 8, 9 runs as he leaves the ball game. Probably, he will, unless Ramapo comes through with a miracle, he'll be charged with the loss for this game. Here's Orland's 2-2 pitch, fastball outside, ball 3, full count to Bob Kaufman.
And after Tuesday's doubleheader, we then play Spring Garden Wednesday, and then Friday at Trenton at beautiful Ackerman Park.
All right, full count to Bob Kaufman. Here's Orland in the windup in the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Kaufman goes down swinging for the second out here in the 7th inning, and that will bring up, I believe...
I think Chicatello's been called back.
Yeah, we do have a pinch hitter. Of course, we have I can't quite pick up his number. If he would turn a little more, I believe it's a number 2.
No, that would be Balistrieri, so it can't be him.
Well, the person who's coming in is number 2. Third baseman's going in with the prof dugout a little bit.
That's the way to act. Fixing an inning over there. That's all. Fixing an attitude.
Third baseman, Gil Benitez, was lipping with the Glassboro dugout as all the Glassboro profs are up on their feet. They were looking for a fight here.
Sebastian is number 2, so they can't really use...
It's not Sebastian Balistrieri, but the prof who's in there, number 2, whoever he is.
That's bad.
Doesn't help us much.
Bad tactic on their part. Somebody should watch that sort of thing.
Fastball called strike to him. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, the last inning here from Prof Field. Prof's leading, even though we are at Prof Field. Ramapo bats for home in the second game of the doubleheader. Here's the windup in the pitch. Curveball line down the left field line, but foul. It's taking off third base coach George Gersel there. Chris Orland pitching in relief for starter Vince LaJoie. Orland pitching pretty impressive thus far.
I got it. It's Jim Carney. 5'10" freshman from Lakewood.
All right, Carney takes inside for a ball.
And his proper number is number 25. Why he's not wearing it, I do not know.
Good question.
Beyond me. But it's Jim Carney.
All right, so Carney steps in. Here's his next pitch. Fastball outside for a ball. I believe the count is 3-1.
He's made a few appearances at the plate before.
So here's Carney stepping back in again. Here's the windup by Orland in the pitch. Fastball low in the dirt. All right, he did have the count right. It's now 3-1 to Carney.
Following him would be the first baseman Darren Comagese, but
probably won't see him either. Next pitch is grounded weakly to second baseman Steve Nye. He gloves, throws over. For the third out of the inning, there's no runs, no hits, no errors, and no man left. We on the bottom of the 7th with the Profs trying to end this game. They lead it 9-1.
For reasons beyond our control, the Basement Network was unable to get the bottom half of the 7th inning. The final score, Glassboro 9, Ramapo 1. Jack Kelly gets the victory. 8 strikeouts for Dr. K of the Pros.